Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to a reading for August 2024. You have this Capricorn card that says challenges. It says it will not be an easy path, but if you build discipline, you will achieve your goals. You have this day and night. It says there is a current disharmony due to existing differences in some matter. So we're going to have to see. And here you go, right here. Literally your first card is the Five of Wands, conflict and competition, right? And so this could be about you walking away from something that no longer serves you, or just walking away from disharmony. The Five of Wands. It could definitely represent like disharmony or fighting or battling. And you have that day and night card. It could just say that you're dealing with a situation where the two things are just too different, to be, to basically work. And so that's what you could be walking away from. It doesn't have to be love. It honestly could be anything. It could be a job that you're not resonating with, a business, something that you're working on or something that you're creating. And, I think you're just ready for bigger and better things. Three of Wands right here. Three of Wands says that you're just kind of ready for expansion. You're ready for, growth and abundance and all sorts of new stuff. You have the Five of Wands, the Strength card, and the Five of Pentacles. To me, the fives have very easy solutions. The Five of Wands is about learning. These people on this card, they're using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. So they have learned from the situation that they're in. They just need to make sure to bring forward the knowledge and wisdom, that the things that they learned into the next situation. So it doesn't matter if it's love, money, spiritually, in business, whatever. It's like whatever you're in where there could be some sort of challenge or conflict in, then this is saying, just use the information moving forward. And that's how you solve the Five of Wands. You also have the Strength card. Again, Strength basically, it's all basically saying the same thing, this first row. The Strength card is about developing strength, and the Strength card is also about taming your inner lion. That lion represents her inner voice, or her inner critic, her inner demons, but it's submitting to her right here. And it has its tail between its legs. So whatever you've been through in the past, your first row basically represents your past energy. So whatever you've learned from in the past, or whatever you've experienced in the past that you've learned a lot about, I think is leading to a lot of strength. The other great thing about the Strength card is that people see it. She has her hands in the lion's mouth. And I always say, who in the right mind would stick their hands in a lion's mouth? And the answer is nobody. So it basically says that people are seeing your strength. You have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is about feeling left out in the cold, and even though you're not. So the Five of Pentacles, kind of really says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. It says focus on your strengths, and you've developed a lot of strength with the Five of Pentacles. With the Strength card. And also the Five of Wands. And so I feel like this is saying that you need to double down on those strengths, or the things that make you feel strong, instead of calling attention to your weaknesses. So let's see what is going on for you here in this reading. But let's see. With the Five of Wands, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, like immature energy. You could be dealing with an immature situation, or maybe it was an immature situation. The Page of Swords is also about being curious. And I'll show you here. We go down to the Page of Swords also right here. But you also have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom. So I think that you need to kind of look. It's almost like this reading is saying to me that you need to look on the bright side of a not very bright situation. And you need to see the blessings that exist in it. Like the lessons that you learned so that you can avoid them in the past. Things like that. With the Strength card, you have the Nine of Cups. This is pretty good. I feel like you're getting into alignment. The Nine of Cups can represent fulfillment or wish fulfillment. But really, to me, the Nine of Cups is a card of alignment. The guy on the card, normally, he is in alignment with the energy that he wants. He is in alignment with what he wants to get out of life, or what he wants to create. But he had to get into alignment in the first place. So I definitely feel this is talking about alignment, if I can't say that enough. And, kind of making sure that your energy is focusing in the right direction. So I'd make sure to keep it positive. With the Five of Pentacles, not that card apparently. You have two cards, the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Yeah, you moving on from a situation. By the way, also, if you haven't moved on from a situation that's causing conflict, this is literally saying that moving on from a conflict or something that's causing confusion or a challenge in your life could be the thing that brings the abundance in. It's like sometimes I think if we're in a less than favorable situation, we're telling the universe that we're okay with that instead of leaving, right? That's why I always tell people, like, if you hate your job or something, start immediately looking for something new. Like, don't wait for it to get better, because you're telling the universe, like, I'm perfectly okay, just being in this situation. It's like, obviously, don't just quit, right? Because you probably need money to survive. And also, even if you do have savings or something, it's like, you never know when you're actually going to get the next job. But when you start looking for something and saying, no, I deserve better, then the universe is like, well, they deserve better. That's why I tell people to break up with people right away, right? Like, don't make a person wait 6 months to find out that you were going to break up with them 6 months ago. It's like, when you do that, you're basically telling the universe, it's like, well, I'm not really sure. I'm going to stay with this person, but I'm also going to look for something else. Creates bad energy. So, I think we all need to be, this goes for everyone. I think we all need to be better breaker-uppers, better situation enders, right? And we need to end things more quickly. And I feel that could be a lesson that you've learned as well. It's like that you need to end something faster. And again, it doesn't have to be love, just using that as an example. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this counselor. It says a financial coach can help you reach your financial goals. You have this past card. It says the past is coming back, old job or old connection. Look to the past to understand the future, a lesson or an old skill. I don't think anyone's coming back from the past, although you do have the judgment card here. And obviously it's Mercury retrograde, so everybody comes back from the past. Of course, you can do whatever you want. You're an adult. But, I would be careful of going back to the past. I really feel this past card is more talking about you. I literally said it at the beginning of the reading. I really feel just you looking at your lessons and what you learned, and you're applying those things to new situations, which is exactly what we should do. So I would just do that. You have the Three of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Judgment card. I feel pretty good about this. I feel like you're expanding just in general. We even have the Sun here. We also, I'll show you. The Sun wanted to come up with the Four of Pentacles. We go Sun to the Moon. Normally, I wouldn't like that, going from the Sun to the Moon, but the Moon is coming up in the good stuff. So I would say that, this is much more positive, but I feel like you could be getting more attention, being noticed more, and really kind of like expanding your whatever it is that you work on. It could be yourself. You have the Nine of Pentacles here, and sometimes I feel when the Nine of Pentacles shows up that it's just saying that you're doing work on yourself. And you also have the Strength card as well, which also is work on yourself. And you are, by doing that work, you're expanding. You're also expanding in other people's eyes, and this is helping you grow, or it's helping you attract abundance or whatever you want. So I feel pretty good about this Three of Wands just in general. You have the King of Swords. I kind of feel like the King of Swords is just you showing up in this reading. I feel like, whenever you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I kind of just feel this is your energy. You also have the Judgment card. The Judgment card, again, is one of the few cards in the tarot that I consider like an X coming back. Of course, I would be careful. I would also say that I think you're moving on here with the Six of Swords. You have the Four of Pentacles here with the Page of Swords, like someone spying on you. So there could be a person from your past that can't let go. Everybody's obsessed with Aquarius, right? So, what I would say here is, there could be a little bit of obsession. I wouldn't even worry about it. Normally, I don't even bother talking about this stuff in readings, but, it is popping into my head here. I don't think there's anything you have to do other than use your words, say no, or, block and move on. And, of course, unless you want this person back, but I feel like there's new love coming in for you. With the Three of Wands, you have the Page of Cups. Definitely something more expansive. Something where there's more passion and more growth. And, it's like, I feel like this person doesn't try. Obviously, by the way, if you're already in a relationship, this stuff is not for you. I think if you're already in a relationship, things are probably fine, or you're working on things. But if you're not in a relationship, I think there's someone coming in, who is just like better. That's the only way I can say it. So, and the other funny thing about this is like, I feel like this person doesn't try, but I don't mean that as in they're not putting effort into the relationship. I get like a weird, creepy feeling off the two Page of Swords energies here. It's almost like a person who just like tries too hard, and it just becomes creepy, right? There's no other way to say it. It's like, for the most part, it's like if you meet a person and they like you too much, it starts to get like a little bit weird, right? But I feel like this new person, it's just like very much, there is no, try hard energy with this person. And I think that's the big difference. And sorry, I had something bite me, and it might have been a spider. I don't know. We're going to find, if I turn into Spider-Man, then we'll find out, right? But with the King of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is a victory. So I feel like there could be a big victory or success coming in for you. It could also be your own inner truth. And so the Ace of Swords is all about your inner truth, and I think that it's an amazing time for truth for you, Aquarius. So whatever you believe to be true in the world, or about life in general, or about how you want to appear, the Ace of Swords really encourages you to start like living those truths and start, expressing yourself in the way that you want to. And that's how we can quickly find success with the Ace of Swords, is just by living the truth. With the Judgment card, you have the Empress. Yeah, too damn attractive here, Aquarius. That's why this person, can't stop looking at your Instagram or whatever they're doing. I don't know. But there you go. So I don't know what else to say. Other than I think there's a lot of abundance coming in for you as well. You have this and the Nine of Pentacles. And Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy, so a very abundant time for you. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this mountain. It says challenges and achievements. You have this peacock. It says pregnancy and wealth on it. So again, pregnancy and wealth with the Empress. But what I would say here is I would embrace or do something hard. I always encourage people to do like the hard things, because guess what? No one wants to do it. And so it's like the easiest way to set yourself apart in life is to do something that's challenging. And I'll tell you something else, is it feels really good, right? Once you accomplish something that was difficult to accomplish, and when you overcome some sort of challenge. So I will never be like sitting here being like, oh, just don't do anything, be lazy, let someone else take care of you. No, that's not what we do on this channel. Again, I'm working on my new startup, DENT Makers, and DENT Makers do the hard thing. And let me tell you something, building DENT Makers has been very, very fun, very exciting for me, but it's also been a royal pain in the ass. So, getting everything together, having to work with like multiple developers, like all this other stuff, right? It's been like climbing a mountain. It's happened way slower than I wanted to do, but I'm also impatient. So there you go. But I would do something hard because it's worth it. You have the Page of Wands, the Sun, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So the Page of Wands, I feel, is like something more fiery, something that you're going to be more passionate about. And again, it could be love. So if this is a person, I think that you will, I think that you will start to notice like certain things, like that you actually want to be around the person. It's like maybe your last person you were just kind of like meh with. I feel like you will, you'll really feel it. I feel like you'll feel like you have desire for the person. And again, I do feel this is something that you haven't really experienced with a person yet. So, this could be a good person for you. This could also be something like a project or an adventure that you're about to go on. So if you're working on any new projects, or if you're thinking about working on any new projects, I really like this energy for you. I think it's going to be very exciting, and it's like you'll want to do it, which there's a big, I think that's also a difference that you're going to be noticing about things, whether it's love or business or otherwise. I think you finally understand what it means to like actually want something, to actually really want it, not just because you want it. It's like, sometimes I think people like think that they want a bunch of money, but it's like, do you really? It's like, I get a lot of people that think they want to do what I do, right? It's like, I get comments all the time from people that are like, how can I have a channel like yours? I'm like, do you really want it though? It's like, I don't think people realize like how much work it is. I literally work like 24/7, right? It is not healthy, and it is probably not a good thing. Now I've, over the past few years, I've made it a lot simpler, and I've hired a lot of people and, all this other stuff to make my life easier. But again, it's like if you really knew how boring my day was, you wouldn't want this. There are better ways to live your life, right? So I think that, this is kind of like saying you're finding something that you truly want, and maybe you're noticing the difference. You have the Sun and the Four of Pentacles. I feel like the Sun is coming up for you. It's like you are moving more towards that happy energy. The Sun also makes the entire reading more positive, but it would also make this Four of Pentacles a lot more positive as well. And so I feel that it's saying that you are being enlightened to the things that you're holding on to that no longer serve you, and because of that, you're releasing them. But I also feel you can see it now, because we go down here to the moon, and the moon would normally represent a period of like fears, anxiety, illusions, not seeing the truth. But because it's coming up in the good stuff, I feel that you are in a period of time where you're finally seeing you are actually seeing the things that have held you back. You are seeing the things that have prevented you from moving forward. With the Page of Swords, again, I do feel this could be a spying person. I wouldn't even worry about it. I also feel that you need to dig into mystery. We have the Page of Swords to the moon right here. The Page of Swords is curious about something, and the Page of Swords is all about embracing curiosity, moving towards your curiosity, and learning new things. With the Page of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. So here you go, right here. I do not like the King and Queen of Swords together because they are like day and night, right here. So clearly a past person. I think you two were just too different. For those of you that are looking for love. And again, for some of you, this could be like a job or something else that you're connected to. So take it how it resonates. But I do feel that maybe there's just too much of a difference between two things. I also feel like there's something about the word want. Like I keep wanting to say that, that you are discovering what you actually want. And I don't know. I wish I could get more information on that, but nothing is really popping into my head. Like I said, I think what it has to do with is it's like, people all the time are like, they think they want to win the lottery, but it's like really what they actually want is that they want freedom to choose what they can do every single day. They want to maybe be able to travel and all these other things. It's like they don't actually want the money. They want the experiences. They want the things that money will get them. And maybe if they figured that out, they would actually find that they don't need to win the lottery to have those things. They just need to, start working over here on the things that they actually want, right? And there's something about that. I don't know. You could be having like a big revelation about that or something. I don't know. There you go. I need to stop babbling. So with the Four of Pentacles and the Sun, you have the Queen of Pentacles, gathering your resources. Definitely improvements in your finances. Empress, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. I think a lot of you could be, making some good money this month. Even though it's Mercury retrograde. I always say, like, some of my best months of my life have been Mercury retrograde months. With the Page of Swords, you have the Chariot. The Chariot would be a big victory and also moving away from something, setting yourself apart from something. He is leaving that city behind him behind. So, again, I think you're either moving away from a person or you're moving away from a situation. We even have the Six of Swords at the end as well. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says Trust in Magic. You have this beaver. It says Lay a solid foundation. So if you are building something new, it might be a very foundational time. 666, right there. So 666 could be an important number for you here, Aquarius, but that cracks me up. But I would also say I really feel this is saying if you're moving on to something new or if you're starting something new, work on the foundation. And same thing, like, I think it's perfectly fine to date a person during Mercury retrograde, but just realize that things might change after the retrograde, and sometimes they can change for the better. But this could, this and that could also be saying, focus on the foundational stuff, focus on laying a solid foundation first, and, then go from there after the retrograde. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're just kind of in a really good position, or you are creating a really good position this month. Money looks good. Six of Pentacles is about making sure that you don't overgive to any situation. She has 3 pentacles here and 6 over here. So she's willing to give 3 pentacles to any situation in her life, but she always keeps enough for herself. She's never overgiving. So I think you kind of have learned balance. You have the Moon. And again, I think you're seeing through the illusions or any illusion that's going on for you this month, and you're just like getting a lot of clarity. With the Six of Swords, you have the Four of Swords. Rest, relax, recover, don't rush. I think it could be a great time for you to fantasize as well, is what I'm getting off of this card. I think that the Four of Swords, there's normally a stained glass window, and there's a person who's blessing another person in that stained glass window. So he's kind of like imagining, the guy that's normally right here on the Four of Swords, he is imagining or visualizing his future. And so I feel it could be a great time to like visualize, fantasize, all those things. Normally I wouldn't say that, especially with Neptune in Pisces as well. I think it's okay to fantasize with Neptune and Pisces, but the problem with Neptune and Pisces is we have to bring that fantasy down to reality. And the problem is that the fantasy is way more attractive than the reality, or actually manifesting the reality, right? Because then you have to get to work. You can't live in La La Land with Pisces like me and just dream all day, right? So I think you have to like get to work. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about taking the lead. It's also saying that you are probably leaving something behind. Normally, he has the wand that is standing behind him, and he's reaching forward, grabbing another wand, and he has the whole world in his hands. So it kind of says that one thing in his life is complete and he's ready for the next stage. So I think you're moving on to something new. And with the the moon, you have the hangman. Yeah, definitely enlightenment. You know, you have the sun to the moon with the hangman. The hangman has put himself in hangman mode to gain enlightenment or to gain some answers. And it's almost like you are gaining answers with that. Or you have received the enlightenment you need to set yourself free from the moon. You have this lost card. This is Saturn and Pisces. We have Saturn and Pisces right now. So maybe you have experienced some sort of loss in your life. But I also think that this loss is bringing you, kind of like creating space for your Neptune and Pisces dream. You know, like I said, we have Neptune and Pisces, big, crazy ass dream. Saturn and Pisces says, get your ass moving and bring that dream down to earth. So if you have experienced a loss, I think it was just making space. You have this organization card. Good time to get organized. I think Mercury retrograde is a great time to reorganize things that you're working on or your process or the things that you're doing. So that's what I would do there. Let's see. You have this extremism card. Past person. You know, I would be careful of anyone rushing in and telling you things about people as well. You notice how he's like rushing in, that guy, and he's like shoving this note in this person's face. I would be careful. Like if you meet a person, for example, and I've been getting this a lot this year. There's even this wedge card in this deck. This one's the candle. It says you will be shown the way. But there's a wedge card in that deck, and it comes out for everyone. And I've been saying, like, you know, be careful if you're like dating a person. You get a message from a person who's like, oh, this person's a cheater or whatever. It's like it might not be true. And I feel like I've said this to you specifically before. So you might, if you meet a new person, you know, I wouldn't listen to like some sort of third party, but I would also be careful of like what you're hearing at work, or, you know, it's like maybe someone saying like, oh, everybody's getting fired or something like that, but it might not be true. And I feel like this is saying like, get the information from the horse's mouth. You have this friendship card. Yeah, a lot of people have had this month. So again, if you're meeting a new person, maybe you start as friends. Mercury retrograde is a great time to slow things down and really make sure that you're getting all the details. So I think it's perfectly, a fine time to start as friends with a person and kind of like see where it goes and take your time. Finally, you have this drama card. Yes, I would avoid the drama. I wouldn't really worry about it. I think you could easily block this person, but I do feel not all of you, but some of you might have a past person who's trying to cause drama. But overall, I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.